Look, I am aware that you're here for an epic tale of intrigue and mystery and adventure and near death and actual death. But in order to get to that, unless you want to skip to chapter 13, I'm not your boss, you're going to have to deal with the fact that I, April May, in addition to being one of the most important things that has ever happened to the human race, I'm also a woman in her 20s who has made some mistakes. We, a couple of videos ago, said that John Green has long sentences. Well, Hank Green takes the prize. Hi, I'm Anna and I'm one of the two mythical unicorns on this channel. And today I will be giving you a review of an absolutely remarkable thing by Hank Green. And a lot of people already know who John Green is. Hank Green is actually his brother. And I really enjoyed this book. I don't know what expectations I had going in, but I actually think I like Hank's book more than I like John's. Is that a mean thing to say? Okay, so the book is about April May, and she's 23 years old, has recently graduated from university. She lives with her girlfriend, Maya, but they're not living together, they're just roommates that happen to be dating. That is very important, and she points it out several times in the book. She has a friend named Andy who shortly becomes her best friend. The book starts with April, who is leaving her job at 3 in the morning because she's always working, because she got a job at a startup. So she's always working, she leaves work at 3 a.m. in the morning. And then she sees this really huge statue and she gets excited and she decides to call Andy, and they make a little video and she names the statue Carl, and they're just making fun of it. And the next morning it is chaos. There are 64 Carls throughout the world and they arrived at the exact same time, and there is no footage of anyone putting them there. And everyone's freaking out because what is happening, and it's really exciting. And April gets called to do a TV interview, and she and Andy kind of starts this thing. And April, who in the beginning is kind of introvert and really laid back, and she is not a lot for social media, she decides to make herself this persona where the Carls are regarded and just a spokesperson for the Carls, if that makes any sense, because they are statues. They kind of try to take this story on, and all the time being in the media, and she starts a Twitter account and Facebook, and she gets more and more followers, and she gets kind of addicted to this. She gets addicted to the followers and getting attention from other people and all that kind of stuff. And meanwhile she kind of stops looking at herself as a person and just this brand who is handling the Carls. It kind of makes you think about the social media today and what it does to people, and how much of people are there really on the social media, and how much is just a brand that they are putting out, and how is it affecting people. It's really interesting to see how some people handle it and some people handle it in a very bad way, I guess. I didn't really like April, so I have a problem with people who know that they are making a bad decision and make that decision anyways. And she does that several times, but I have a really hard time understanding that kind of thinking. On the other hand, I really liked Maya, and I really liked Andy, and I liked Robin as well, and I liked Miranda. So I liked everyone except April, so it wasn't that bad. I don't hate April. So if you haven't read it, I would just say go read it, and it makes you think, and yeah, it's a really good book. Read it. Okay, so spoilers. So it turns out these Carls are aliens. and they are trying to communicate. It is all very exciting and freaking terrifying, and nobody wants to say it out loud in the beginning that they think these are aliens, but the Carls aren't moving and they aren't talking, and they're just standing there doing nothing, and there are people who are getting scared of the Carls, and then April is trying to tell people that they are nice and they haven't done anything, and it is really exciting. And when I started reading this book, I guess I expected it to be a little bit like a John Green book, but since she's 23 in the beginning of the book, I expected it to be just like an older version, and I was not prepared for the aliens, which means that this is a sci-fi book. Really, and I wasn't prepared for that. I really wasn't prepared to the spoilers, for real. Like, it's gonna happen now, there are gonna be spoilers. So we're gonna begin with the end, and I both like and not like this ending, because I see what he's trying to do, but I would like a little more. So, as you know, the next to last chapter is the chapter where April dies. So she dies, and the next chapter is written by Andy, and what happened after April died, and what happened to everyone, and they went their separate ways. And then he sits at his office or his room, and he's working, and it knocks on the door. And it shouldn't be possible for it to knock on the door, because you have to have a key to get in, or he has to let them in. So there shouldn't be anyone there. And then he gets a text message from April that says knock knock. And he just stares at his phone and stares at the door, and he doesn't do anything. So the interpretation that I have is that she's standing on the other side of the door, and that she's knocking, she wants to be let in. But it feels really weird that she doesn't come in, or that she doesn't say anything. So it makes me uncertain in my interpretation, and it makes me sad. So I would have just wanted like 2 more sentences, that he got up and he opened the door and she was on the other side of the door. That would have been perfect for me. But no, just leave it a little bit uncertain, so it gets stuck in your head. And then you have to think about it for years and years and hope that you're right, that she was really there. And I guess with this kind of ending, you kind of can decide yourself what you think happened. And this is what I want to have happened, but since I'm uncertain, I'm scared that someone's gonna come and take it away from me, and I'm gonna believe them more than I believe myself. Another thing that really annoyed me is how April treated Maya. And there's once again the problem with Maya. And there is also that I'm just such a romantic, and just throwing something away that is good, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And it makes sense to her because she's scared, and I get that, but it makes me really frustrated that here's this person who loves you and you love her, and you have it great together, and she understands you and she's helping you, and you're just gonna basically give her the finger. She doesn't do that, but like, it's the same sentiment that yes, you can do whatever you want, I'm out of here. And that makes me sad. I'm frustrated, but I get it, and the story continues, and they kinda reconcile almost, at least in my head. Like, they're not in a bad space anymore, and if April had survived, or if she has come back to life, whatever the ending, they still can have some kind of relationship, and even if they're not together, like, they can have some sort of relationship where they are on a good page. I really don't like Peter. Obviously, he is a bad guy, but I kind of get where he's coming from, the fear and all that. No, I don't get it. I'm just trying to I don't know what I'm trying to do. Seem like a more sympathetic person, I guess. I think it's both good and bad that Peter attacks that she's bisexual, because it takes the discussion of sexuality into the book in a way that like shows that how wrong homophobia is, and I really like that. And then at the same time it makes me really sad, because it could happen that someone gets attacked but they are forced to pretend something because it will be easier to perceive it for main society, and then they are attacked because that is not true, and well, she is bisexual and she gets attacked for it, and that makes me really sad that it could actually happen in real life and it feels like a real thing. But it's good because it really shows that fuck homophobes. And otherwise, like, Peter he's a really bad guy, isn't he? I really don't like him, and I feel like April should have gotten more coaching in how to handle him, because as she says, she's just a 20-something-year-old who has not spent any time at all in this kind of environment and doesn't really know what to do and how to speak and all that kind of stuff, while she's arguing with a man who actually does that for a living and really knows how to do it. And it says so in the book as well, that she wishes that she had known more on how to handle herself. I think that was it. That was all I had to say, at least for now. So, was there anyone else who got as stuck as me in this and just really liked it and then at the same time questioned like everything? Anyways, that was it for today. I hope I did not ramble too much and made some kind of sense. And if you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up and share and subscribe. Bye! Michelle, re-edit the thing. Put this somewhere where it fits in before the spoilers. Yeah, you love me.